Hello, friends. Unfortunately, I have some terrible news about the Isle. It appears the game all along was a scam. And I hate to say this because I've supported the game so much, but it just seems the toxicity on Reddit was warranted. And we have nothing to show for all that money. I say that because we have a devlog that's outlining all the stuff they've been working on and tons of things that they've been doing with proof of concept and concepts of creatures and things. And wait a second. It's almost like the toxicity on Reddit is just people talking out their asses and they don't know what's actually happening. Weird. All right, I hope you got the sarcasm. Anyways, guys, we have a huge news post. I'm gonna go down through a lot of this information with you because there is a lot of information. And this video is going to be dedicated solely to information on the patch coming up for the Isle. I'll give you little overviews rather than reading out the entire paragraphs. You can read the paragraphs if you would like, as they'll be on your screen. And I will be stopping to show you things in between these as well. So, starting out in this paragraph, they talk about how they have issues currently with how big the map is for the Isle. Isla Sparrow is massive. So massive, in fact, that you will need multiple servers to host it as it currently stands. So they're toying around with the idea of letting us use different maps that they've been working on. Apparently, there's several other islands that have been worked on, and they're finalizing them for land masses and all kinds of other stuff that are playable and were planned for the game. They're currently working with Epic to see if there's any systems in the dev kit that they can use to avoid having to make you have multiple servers in order to run one map. For me personally, it's not an issue with Isla Nicta because we have some of the strongest, if not the strongest servers you could possibly get for the game. But I can understand for smaller communities or even independent people who just want to make their own server and have their friends run around and stuff and play with them. It would not be possible, unfortunately, without sinking some serious money into things. The other issue that they have is they don't really want to show us these other maps because, unfortunately, they are meant to be seen in an order. Now, I'm not going to comment too much on this because I know I actually know a lot about this and what's happening with it, so I'm going to be very, very... More or less, they have specific things on different islands that tell a story, and they want that story to come out in order. If we go to a different island that they had planned for a different section of the story, well, it messes up the story for us. And then here is a render of an island for, well, the Isle, obviously. A lot of ocean and, well, I think that's the biggest problem. There's a lot of ocean. They don't need this much water outside of the coast, but it would make sense too if they wanted to have everything just in the middle of an ocean. It's the immersion of it all, if that makes sense. The next paragraph is just talking about marketing and business with Paradigm Shift, one of the higher-ups on the Isle dev team as well, from what I gather. It's more or less talking about how they had actually sold things and gave them money as a benefit to Fazor, who is currently dealing with brain cancer and kicking its ass, might I say. But just that stuff, and also merchandise and plushies that have been put into prototyping, and they're checking things out. Talk about the wait basically for orders once things become available, and we know now that things are available to buy after the update. So once this update comes out and we're playing it, that's when their shop also goes live. We can start buying merchandise. I'll take 10 of everything, and that's that. He also goes in to say that after the launch of this update, they'll be doing hot fixes, and then they're going to take a short break just to try and regroup and get their bearing. I did want to take a pause right here and show you some of the animations and sounds for creatures that they've been teasing on the Discord server. This is the Trudon Attract. All right, little guy, you're sounding pretty good. Some of these are the same, just at different angles. You get a better look at it. This is the front-on view of the Attract. And then we move into the Threaten. Now, the Threaten reminds me of the Velociraptor. Still looks pretty damn cool. I like it. I feel like this is kind of awkward, though, the jump animation. It looks like there's nothing that plays and you kind of go up in the air. Yeah, it doesn't look correct-ish. I feel like... Yeah, let me see the other angle real quick. Maybe, I think it uses its toes, actually. Hang on. Okay, yeah, it's using its toes. I'm just dumb. Never mind. And then we have the Tenanto, and it's doing its Threaten. Now, this reminds me of the Iguanodon from Ark, actually. Look at that. I like that a lot. That is so sick. Haha! That's so cool. All right. We need to get back into that document. There's still some information we need to cover on that. A lot, actually. So a lot of this is technical talk with Felipe, I think, for programming, basically talking about new creatures, the Tenanto, and the very technical side of syncing things when it comes to replication for multiplayer. He does go on to talk about how quickly the Tenantosaurus was brought in, and that's simply just because the Utahraptor is literally the foundation. It is, the blueprints are all made. All you need to do is bring the new creature in, hook the skeleton up to the blueprint, I assume, and then, you know, everything is literally there. The core mechanics are all there, and you just you pick and choose what this creature can do. You know, like little drop down menus, I assume. Like, can it poison? Yes, no. Can it swim? Yes, no. Can it fly? Yes, no. And so on and so forth, then it will get the correct stuff, if that makes sense. One interesting thing that's stated here is we are not only working on dinosaurs, besides all the work we have, we are also working on UI implementation, AI ideas, world mechanics like ocean tides, rivers and water levels, diet buffs and debuffs, swimming, flying, performance, and a whole lot more. This post from programming, Adam, another programmer for the Isle, basically goes into detail about flight mechanics and scent mechanics and all of that stuff. Nothing revealed, basically, but just talking about why and why not there's no scent for herbivores when they walk around and stuff like that, and they have to stay still. And some significant work on the flight system, actually, and how gliding works. So an idea that they have right now is gliding through a hot pocket of air. You have the sun beating down on concrete or something. You get that hot air rising up. You know, heat rises, creates an updraft. And the idea is for gliding, well, you glide over that, it'll prolong your glide a little bit, maybe push you up a tiny bit, maybe, but that's a bit of a stretch, I guess. I think gliding would just be easier over a hot spot. It would decrease how far down you go and how fast. Here is a lovely developer video explaining more or less what it means. This is heat rising right here, and you can watch the Pteranodon fly into it. Now, I don't see too much of a noticeable difference. I just see a little bit. It seems like it does lift you up to an extent, but I feel like it's it's too dramatic. I feel it gives you too much just looking at this for the first iteration. But again, it needs to be polished. They need to work on things, and who knows, this might not be the final thing that they do. It is going to be a very nice mechanic to have if they keep it to some level like this, where you actually get thrown back into the sky with gliding and stuff. But I don't know, like, I can't comment if that's even realistic or not, and I wish I could, because I don't really understand the system that they're working on. To me, my brain's kind of just saying naturally, wow, that doesn't make sense. Why are you in an elevator on a hot surface, you know? I think it should slow the glide and maybe just ever so slightly increase the altitude, and that's the extent of it, I feel, at least. This post from Hypno is basically going down through the Utahraptors and their testing with nesting and the bugs that they ran into, and there's a lot of bugs. As you can see in these pictures, we still have floating nests in the update, but yeah, this exists in the current version of the Isle too. You can do this as well and put your nest in the sky, and they're trying to fix that. And obviously you can make a stairway going up to heaven. You have Utah up right here, basically looking down through the map and stuff. The QA team has been doing some tremendously good work, though, nailing down over 200 bugs. There's still more to go, but, well, they've been hammering them out like crazy. So good on you guys for working so hard to make sure that we get the best product possible once it's in our hands, QA team. Hats off to you. This right here is just some developer testing. 3, 2, 1, go. They hit each other and bounce off. Look at that. Look, check that out. They hit each other. Kind of looks a little bit wonky. Needs to be worked on a little bit, but obviously it's working somewhat. It's working somewhat. The animation is just looking a little bit weird. I see blood on their faces too, actually, on that guy's face that landed. That's so cool. And this is another bug where you could fall through a nest. So he jumps up on it, and I'm not sure. Okay, so it looks like he jumped on the nest and started making another nest on top of the nest that was in the sky. He jumps on it, and then he creates another nest, and it puts him under the map, and it looks like he's falling. Wow. Stuff like that you never think of. It's so weird. It's so weird. Now we move into some very juicy information with Kissin' Kitten, the producer. So it's already confirmed currently that in this post, We have long-awaited reworks planned for the Therizinosaurus, which you've seen. The Giganotosaurus is getting it's getting a rework, I guess, to maybe the model or what it can do. And Kylosaurus is getting one. Albertosaurus is getting one. Osteraptor, I think we knew about. I didn't know the Acrocanthosaurus, and the Shant as well is getting a rework. And the Hyporex. Actually, I think all the Hypos are getting reworks as well as a brand new creature concept for the long-awaited and requested Megalania. Wow. Okay, I did not see that coming. See, I told you guys it was going to be juicy. They go on to talk about model creation and tweaks, for example, to the Camarasaurus, and work on ambient creatures such as schooling fish, frogs, and other critters to interact with. There are also numerous skulls in production to accompany the various dead bodies that will inevitably litter the ground. There's going to be Rex, Spino, Dilo, and Sauropod vertebra, to name a few. They go on to talk about human structures as well, and, yeah. They also heard complaints about night vision loud and clear, so they're going to be making some changes to that in the future, while also adding floodlights and track lights around human establishments at night. For those of you who don't wish to change your view to night vision mode, there's a whole suite of props that are going to be marching into the pipeline to deliver on the above and make those human establishments a more viable place to hang around in. Personally, I think we should all be forced into some form of night vision and not have the option to not use it, because naturally, like, I can't go out in the dark and choose not to be able to see in the dark or not get my quote-unquote night vision. My pupils are going to dilate, and that's all I can do about it. I can't do anything unless I look into my phone flashlight. On the animation side of things, there's been a lot of work happening, from being pounced to struggling, sliding, turning in place, wallowing, vomiting, advanced combat, and more. There's a whole load of stuff that they're working on. And they do go on to mention that they are bringing the Dryo, Stego, and Rex in line with some new features. Moving into the 3D artist section with Jake, who is Bardo. Working on environments, you can see some very nice tree concepts right here, and then moving down again, you got some more trees, and then he goes on to say, it's a little bit more exciting than trees. We got a fish. We got two fish. Actually, there's going to be a couple different species of fish, namely the catfish and the coelacanth, I think is how you say. But they're looking to about 4 to 5 species of fish, which are gar, bluegills, smaller catfish, and some other things as well that they want to add in. There's a whole host of stuff, basically, guys. Like, fish are going to be fish regardless. Probably really big fish, but we need smaller fish for the smaller creatures, or like the babies, like the baby suko and stuff like that. I don't think they want to try and deal with a full-grown catfish from One of the final parts are Tapwing and what they had to say. I actually kind of wish Tapwing had spoken a little bit more in this document, just because we see so much from Tapwing. Tapwing hosts the first line stuff. Like, we usually see stuff from Tapwing and the concept first, unless it's like a model that's already done or something. But I have a strong feeling that moving forward, as they do these devlogs more, we're going to see more concept from Tapwing. Tapwing's work is going to come to the forefront, and a lot of the stuff, from what I understand, is based off of Tapwing's work. So Tapwing, next time you type your stuff up, maybe add some more stuff in. Regardless, what was here is just talking about human buildings and the concepting and how interesting it was to tackle the challenge and overcome it. And then talking about buildings and making like old military looks and stuff like that. Then Paradigm, being the community guy, basically closed out with, now that you've had a chance to absorb all the information from our team, we have the distinct pleasure to be able to leave you all with this. We will be implementing a public roadmap onto the new website, so you can check what the progress is, what's in testing, and finally complete for the update. This process will remain in place until we exit early access and give you guys a level of transparency into our actions and work that we've never had in the past. We hope to have this implemented into the new website in the coming weeks in a way that is easy for everyone involved to parse and manage. Thanks for taking time to read the list and the first of many dev blogs from us, and we look forward to the next few months. You know, I look forward to the next couple of years. I think you guys are going to kill it. I think this is the transparency the community needed. Hell, even I was getting demoralized. Like, I'm like, where is this? Where's the stuff? We need to find out about the stuff, you know? Like, even I was getting demoralized. So I'm actually really happy to see that they're taking the initiative and they're no longer being super secretive about things, you know? This is something that was a long time coming, and a very long time coming. Like, it needs to happen. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section about everything you have seen and heard about in this video. If you read down through things in detail. Sorry, I didn't. It would have just taken way too long for me to. I stutter a lot and all that nasty stuff. Just not a good time. Why am I bleeding to death? What did I do? I must have gotten into a fight. Something bad happened to me. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's it. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Check out the vlog I just put up with my dog Jaeger. Pretty cool stuff if you like the Isle. And that's it. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Hi, I dropped the ball again. The video's not over. So there were these right here that I just showed you from the Discord server. I figured you guys would want to see these as well. This is the size of the Tenanto and the Utahraptor together. The Tenanto is actually a lot smaller than what I was thinking it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like Parasaur sized or something, but I guess not. Like, you can see it right here. I don't even know if it's fair for me to make any assumptions yet, because like I don't know if this guy is like mid-cycle for adult or full adult. There's no real information about it. All they have to say is some Tenanto testing. They blocked a dev in, you know, also, and this right here. I don't, if that's the full adult size, that's kind of underwhelming. It's kind of like that Maggie, whatever it is that, you know, I think it's like I thought it was gonna be big, but it's not, basically. Like, why are these creatures coming in so small? Why are all these tiny little things coming in? I don't feel okay with this. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments section about the size of this guy, because I didn't expect it. We moved into some more stuff as well. And since I've just shared it, I'm going to share it. It's the Utahraptor on top of, well, basically in water. It looks really freaking good. I like how they have like the little light streaks in there too for the water and the movement of the water. It looks really good. This Rico, oh god, it's going to look so good. Just sitting in the sand right here. The only killer for this is the tail going through the damn sand. I mean, the beach looks great. The sand looks amazing. I love all the little particles and the shell fragments and stuff. Looks all great and fine and dandy, but the tail's going through the ground paradigm. Gotta give you some shit for that. And then finally, Paradigm was sitting in a bush waiting for a Tenanto to try and eat the bush. Obviously, you can barely see the outline of a Utahraptor right here. And I think that's a Utah. He says it's a Utah, but that looks kind of weird. Okay, I can kind of see the muzzle. Okay, yeah, it's a Utah. I'm dumb. And obviously it's a herbivore bush. I don't know if they're going to change these or not. I'm assuming these are just placeholder models at that point until they decide to change these bushes around. I would hope they do, because they don't really look like they suit the part anymore with the terrain and stuff. Does that make sense? It makes sense. Okay. All right. Anyways, guys, that's it. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Outro again. I know. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one.